Actually, the press conferences at which you and Sir Chris Whitty were regular, albeit not permanent attenders. In this paragraph of your witness statement, you say, we can see here, picking up the end of the second line and going on, this was not a role that you sought, but you were asked to do it, and you did. The question I want to ask is whether, looking back over the whole run of the couple of years when you undertook this task, you think that it was a role you were able to fulfil without blurring that line, or at least blurring it too much, between your independent role to give advice and the government's role in setting policy and announcing it?
I think it would be very helpful to have others doing it as well, and we said that at the time, so economists, people from the NHS, others, to make sure that the operational side was properly covered. In terms of the blurred line, a lot's been written about this. People have strong views in both directions. My view is it was helpful for us to stand up and deliver the evidence as we saw it and the outputs from SAGE. It was unhelpful when questions became overtly policy-driven and political, which is inevitable in a press conference. And that worked best when whichever minister we were with or the Prime Minister took those questions himself. But I think it did cause some people to say, well, it lends a sort of credibility to a policy that you might not agree with. All I can say is, yes, I think that is a risk, but there were occasions when we overtly, at the podium, disagreed on the evidence that was underlying, or at least explained the evidence that underlay a decision. So, for example, in the move of the 2 metre rule to a lower figure, I was clear on the podium, 2 metres is safer than 1 metre, full stop. Doesn't mean that it's not unreasonable. It's unreasonable to make a policy decision to move, but the evidence base was clear. So I'm sorry, that's a rather long answer to your question, because I don't know whether ultimately it's the right or the wrong thing for us to have been there. I think it's something worth looking at. My gut feel is it was probably overall beneficial for us to be there.